The more intelligent you are, the better you are at one specific thing, building a convincing case for why you cannot move forward yet. And that single ability might be destroying your life. Stay till the end. The final point is what therapists tell their most high-functioning patients, and almost nobody outside that room ever hears it. Intelligence is supposed to be an advantage, and in most areas of life it is. But there is one area, one specific, painful, deeply frustrating area where higher intelligence consistently becomes a trap. Decision-making, movement, change. Let me explain what psychology actually shows here. Researchers at the University of Waterloo found a counterintuitive result. People who scored higher on measures of cognitive ability were more likely to rely on their gut feelings when making decisions, and more likely to justify those gut feelings using their intelligence afterward. They didn't think more carefully. They thought more confidently about whatever they'd already felt. This is called the intelligence trap. The smarter you are, the better you are at rationalizing. And rationalization is just the sophisticated word for using your brain to explain why the thing you feel like doing is actually the right thing to do, even when it isn't. Here's how this plays out in real life. A smart person sees an opportunity. Immediately, their brain begins running analysis. Risks appear. Counter-arguments surface. Worst-case scenarios get mapped in intricate detail. The analysis grows richer, more layered, more convincing. And by the end of it, the smart person has built an airtight case for waiting. A less analytical person sees the same opportunity, takes the step, figures it out as they go, fails a few times, learns, moves forward. This is not an argument for being less thoughtful. It is an argument for understanding when your thinking is serving you and when it is trapping you. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis, a state where excessive information processing actively prevents decision and action, and it disproportionately affects people whose minds are most active, most detail-oriented, most aware of complexity. There is also something called the planning fallacy. Smart people tend to be extraordinary planners. They create detailed systems, they map timelines, they build frameworks, and planning feels productive. It feels like progress. It activates the same neural pathways as actual action. But the plan is not the work. The plan is a dress rehearsal that intelligent people convince themselves is the performance. Here is the most difficult truth about intelligence and stuckness. Smart people are also better at predicting what can go wrong. And because they can see the failure in advance, they experience the emotional weight of that failure before it even happens. The brain does not distinguish clearly between imagined pain and real pain. So the smart person who maps out every risk is neurologically already carrying the emotional experience of every bad outcome. They are exhausted by a future that has not happened yet. This is why the highest performing people across every field share one counterintuitive habit. They deliberately limit their analysis before acting. They set a decision deadline. They build in what psychologist Barry Schwartz calls satisficing, choosing the option that is good enough rather than searching indefinitely for the perfect one. Because here's what your intelligence will never tell you on its own. The thinking is not the obstacle. The attachment to thinking is. The moment you treat action as data, the moment you understand that moving forward imperfectly gives you more real information than analyzing perfectly ever could, everything changes. Subscribe for more contents like this. Like and share to anyone in need to hear this. Your intelligence is not the problem. It's just been pointing in the wrong direction.